Is it live? I don't know. Okay, let me turn on Facebook. I'm gonna be going live on Instagram and on Facebook and on YouTube. And I'm doing this through my phone and through Lula TV. I'm on Instagram and YouTube through lula.tv. And then Facebook, I'm on you via my phone. My phone has been acting very moody. So if it throws me off, I'm so sorry. You can go and find me under the same name, Bodaciously You, on Instagram. Okay. And I'm not that active on Facebook in Bodaciously You, but I am active in Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, go follow me there, Bodaciously You. Look at that big gray hair sticking out. Epa. Anyway. Hey, everybody, what's up? Happy afternoon, and good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are, whatever time you're coming on, the planet Earth, whatever time zone. Hi, everybody. Hi. My name is Ana Caona, and this is Bodaciously You. Yesterday, hi, everybody. Hey. Yesterday, I did a live about why you should start your own business, right? Believe it or not, the internet, the amount of people that are on the internet, that are using the internet versus using the internet for play, for engagement, interaction, versus how many people are actually using it for business is very small. So the entry to get in and to make money is huge still. It won't always be that way, right? But eventually, well, for right now, it's so easy to get in. It's easy to start your business. You just have to plan. You have to be structured. You have to focus, and you have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to be hungry sometimes, because like anything else in life, there's highs and then there's lows, right? I have had many lows, but I've also had many highs. And throughout my lows, I was still high because I was still living in a way that a lot of people wished they could. My time was mine. I was with my daughters all the time. I could take my kids out of school and homeschool them. I can go wherever I wanted. Maybe my cash flow wasn't great, but as my cash flow came in, I always have to reinvest, right? And then, unfortunately, I have outside circumstances that have to do with my noggin, right? And my emotional self that affect my self-employment. But I say all that to say, every person is individual. And I'm here to tell you that you absolutely can have your own business. You should start your own business. You must learn the things, the basics about starting a business, and you must plan, strategize, and be focused. There's no way around that. You have to be willing to put in the work. Today, I was going to talk about doing the research for what you should get into. But I thought maybe what I was going to talk about tomorrow might be better today. So what we're going to talk about is what are the possible business opportunities that you can get into in 2019. Understand that the barrier for entry is still super low because a lot of people that are using the internet are not using it for business. Once you understand that, and you get a grasp that there are billions of people using the internet, so you have an audience open to you, right? And once you understand the different components and you learn how to maybe strategize, you can get in there and you can do your thing. And once you have all these tools in your belt of knowledge, going into a valley, losing a little bit here, losing a little bit there, does not become the same thing as losing a job. And then you have to figure out how you're going to survive and if you're going to get hired. Because what you have is some hustle skill already set. And once you have hustle skill, you can get in and see opportunity anywhere there might be one. Okay, so let me talk to you about some possible businesses. All right, I want to limit myself to maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour when I go on live because I have a tangent. I have the ability to go off on tangents, and then I'll keep you here forever and we stay talking, and that's not good. No good, no good, right? Because time is something that you can't get back, and I'm not trying to take too much of your time. And when we're together, I want you to leave me educated, a little bit smarter than when you came into the conversation. Okay, so number one, e-commerce. Under e-commerce, so many things can fall under e-commerce. You can do Amazon, you can do eBay, you can do Shopify, you can do Etsy, right? And then you have all these little marketplaces that are apps on your phone, right? You can take one product and parlay that same product across all marketplace platforms, okay? A lot of people don't know that, right? Each platform speaks its own language, right? So you would have to learn the ways, the cadence of each marketplace. But so what? At the end of the day, if you understand your target market, right? And if you understand the keywords and the verbiage that they are using when they are searching for what you've got for them, you're going to be all right. It's good money. All you got to do is tweak it according to dialect, let's say, right? Because you know how I'm from New York, right? So my accent is different from people here in Florida. You can automatically tell I'm a northerner, right? And it's the same kind of thing when you're talking on the different platforms. You're speaking dialects, and so you adjust it accordingly. But the two primary things you want to know on those things for e-commerce is you want to know your target audience and you want to know how they speak. Okay, which then gives in to SEO, search engine optimization. All right, so I'm just touching on them quickly. I'm not going into depth with any of them. Web design. If you're super savvy and you're creative and you're techie, web design is always something that's needed, whether you're on Shopify, WordPress, Squarespace, Wix. All these things need to be customized, right? And so the more you know, fantastic. Good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad that you think that this is good info. My apologies that I'm not on here more consistently. I have a notebook filled. Oh, you probably can't say, but filled. Like all my pages are filled with so much information because I'm always learning, and I want to share this with other people because I really want people to become fruitful. I want people to build and design their lives, because the way we were raised and all the things that we were taught, it's not the same anymore unless you choose it to be. But today in 2018, gonna be 2019, our choices are limited. I mean, limitless. I'm sorry, limitless. Okay, you have to understand that we're going to Mars here. Okay, literally on Earth, we are going to Mars. And once you understand that so many possibilities are open to us, we just have to start seeing with better eyes, right? Okay, all right, off on a tangent. So web design. Again, like I said, you can do it from scratch with code. If you're good with code, that's great, right? Shopify, you can totally customize that if you know how to use that. I have Shopify, and let me tell you, it takes me forever. And I'm really considering getting someone who knows how to use Shopify and purdy that thing up because ain't nobody got time to be sitting there trying to figure that out. WordPress, you can totally customize WordPress, but to me, it's a pain in the butt. And if I had to work on WordPress, I'd be like, nope. App designs. Let me tell you something. We live on our mobile phones. We live on our tablets. We live on our computers, right? Apps. If you know how to code, if you know how to do techie things, learn how to make an app. Find what is needed in the market, what hasn't been done yet, right? And provide that to your customer. Right? Of course, you have to do some research to figure out what hasn't been tapped into just yet. So tomorrow, I'll give you some information on that. But apps, you know how many kids, young kids, have become billionaires because they made apps? And then it's the same apps we're all using now, right? Okay, so you just might want to think about that. You can create flyers, graphics, banners, right? You can design graphics for t-shirts. I get an idea, and luckily I know how to use Photoshop and I know how to use the different apps on my phone. But there are so many people that have no idea how to use Photoshop, how to use Canva, how to use the apps on their phone. And seriously, they don't have time for it because they're either going to work, they're raising their kids, they're handling their own business. These are small, tedious things to a shark, you know, somebody that's out there handling their business. So if you know how to do these things, that's a way to parlay income for yourself, right? Just do up some stuff, show it, create a portfolio, start announcing yourself, you know, do some jobs for some people, maybe for free, you know, and then let them talk you up on their pages, right? And then you get some customers. Is it super easy? Absolutely not. Do you have to put in some work? You absolutely sure enough do have to do that, right? But if you want to be free and on your own and not asking people for days off or not having to deal with that boss that you can't stand because he is an idiot and you're smarter than him or her, let me tell you, put in the work and work for yourself, right? Don't worry about it being hard. Don't worry about it being a pain in the butt. Just do the work, right? Okay, so then we have digital products. If you're really savvy and you know how to do certain things, right? Make a video, right? Make a video on how to do it. If you know how to use Canva, if you know how to use apps, if you know how to make an ebook, if you know how to make plans for journals, you can create videos or you can create webinars that then you can resell, right? After teaching people and create some income after that. You have to put some systems into place so that you can sell the products, right? But all that comes with learning and planning and strategizing. And if you stick with me, I'll be giving you those, you know, a couple of those components, right? What else? Memberships, right? If you, let's say, are a contractor or you know someone who's a contractor, if you are really good with cars or are a mechanic, you can make videos and sell memberships so that every month you are teaching two new skills. I went to my mechanic in New York and was trying to tell him, listen, because he was a good looking young guy, right? And I said, you're going to be a hit with the ladies. Go make some videos and sell a membership and teach the ladies about taking care of their cars. Why? Because women get taken advantage when we go to mechanics. They like see us coming and they're like, I got this one, right? Because a lot of us don't know. I try to do my best to inform myself because I know a lot of us don't know and we will be taken advantage of, you know. And being a woman is a double-edged sword, honey. They assume that you're stupid. They assume that you don't know. And when you start showing that you know or you parlay your strength and your prowess, then you're a bitch, right? But let me tell you something, ladies, if you're listening, I'd rather be a bitch any given day that knows her stuff than somebody that gets taken on a regular basis. Okay, so I'm just saying, if anybody says anything about you knowing too much or speaking your truth because you know too much, take it as a compliment and don't worry about it. Consider the source and be done with it. Men, I'm not trying to say anything harmful or nasty towards y'all. I love y'all. Men are fantastic. But ladies, you know what I'm talking about. All right. So yeah, if you're a contractor, if you have knowledge about certain things, teach. We got a lot of people walking around that don't know nothing, that wish they knew, even if it was just on the surface, so that when they're talking to professionals, they can at least be in the same vibe. They understand the lexicon of that particular thing that they're discussing, you know. There's nothing worse than having no idea what someone is saying to you and it sounding like a Charlie Brown conversation, wah, 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 because you don't understand the language that they are speaking. You don't understand the premise of, this particular thing. You don't understand the little ins and outs of what they're describing. So you can make money off of giving knowledge. So here's a perfect example. Again, I'm gonna use myself because myself is all I got. When I owned my own home in New York, right? Contractors used to come all the time when I needed work to be done. At first, I didn't know jack about what needed to be fixed, how things ran in the house. It was a 3-family house. I got took all the time in the beginning. But then I went and I bought me a book from Home Depot. And I started watching a lot of these shows on HGTV. And then I got smart, right? But on those shows, you can't ask questions. So I had a limited amount of knowledge. And then I would hit the internet. But if you've got knowledge, right, you can teach, like somebody like me who has her own house, who had her own house, right? And teach them what to say, how to speak to a contractor, to a mechanic, right? You can even give financial information in terms of how to speak to somebody at the branch. People don't know how to speak to the bankers, right? And so a lot of times we don't even know about our own finances. You can even make a video on that. Like you can take anything that is your strength and parlay that in some way. Okay. So there's that. And you can create a membership by teaching a new skill every single month. I mean, there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn, and people want to be educated. So with me, as I learned, the more I communicated with contractors, they realized, oh, I can't get this one, like she knows what she's talking about. Even if I didn't know the full Monty of the conversation, they knew that I understood that they couldn't get away with, just charging me whatever they wanted because I had some base of knowledge. And so I think women would pay really good money to get educated on all the things that seem to be kind of innate for men, so men, cha-ching, there's an opportunity for you. Manage e-commerce accounts. Let me tell you, there is nothing more tedious than having to put listings on Shopify, Amazon, Etsy. What's the other one? All these little stores. I forget. My mind is racing. All these little e-commerce stores, all the little marketplaces and the apps. There's nothing more tedious. If you could hire someone to do that, if you dig that kind of stuff and you know how all these platforms are working and speak, you can use that as a way to bring in income. You can manage someone's e-commerce store, right? You can manage their Amazon. It means you will have to stay steady educating yourself because these things change all the time. Amazon, let me tell you, is a pain in the butt. Amazon is a total pain in the butt because they're always changing things, okay? But I don't want to learn these things, but I got to learn these things. But if I felt like I had someone that I could trust to manage my account, my husband and I have discussed it a lot and we would love to. Problem is that not a lot of people are savvy. And those that are charge, like, get this, if you're really good with your Amazon or your e-commerce information and knowing how to manage these accounts, you can make upwards $10,000 if you wanted to, just from one account, right? Of course, they have to be $1 million accounts, but if you knew how to do that and you could free someone else's time, forget about it. It's business in the making. Research. Again, tedious to look for information, research information to make content, to have things to talk about. It is tedious work. But if you're good at finding information and you know how to use the internet and you know how to use Google and you know how to do searches, SEO, to find the information on the niche that you are looking up, you can make money on doing research for people. They tell you what it is that they want. They tell you more or less some keywords that they're looking at, right? And you go in and you do all that research for them. And you can do it for the month. You can do it for 6 months. You can do it for a year. However you work that with that person is up to you, right? You just have to do the research on what are the comparables for how much people charge on that. But if you're good with finding information, like I'm really good with looking up information, I can look it up pretty good. So it's tedious, but it's not something that I would necessarily hire out for because I've always been really good with finding information. You can handle social media accounts. Again, tedious, but it's so very necessary thing to do, right? You can schedule posts for people, right? You can find what are the right times for that particular account, for that particular niche, right? When the target market is on, and you can write copy for those posts in the verbiage, in the lexicon of the target audience. What's going on with my phone? It says battery. Oh, okay, it's good. So you can manage your social media. You can get the analytics if you know how to do all of that. There are people that are selling courses on that, right? So you can pay for a course once, and a lot of these courses, they keep updating. So for you going in and paying it the one time, you keep getting updated information. You just have to choose the right teacher, the right company to go with. But they can teach you all these different strategies to manage social media. And with all the different tools, let me tell you, it's one and done. You set a weekend to set up everything on an account, or you hire VAs, and it's like you're the contractor and you're hiring subcontractors, and you're in the money, right? It's something that you can do. So if you have a talent for things like that, go for it. Social media management, right? If you know how to take pictures, nice pictures, right? Which is something I got to do because I take a lot of nice pictures of the beach and nature and stuff. You can put these things on the stock photo sites, right? Let me tell you, all you need is an iPhone. You don't need anything fancy. You can use an iPhone for the simplest of things. Someone was here taking pictures of the house and doing video. All they had was an iPhone. They did have a drone for outside, but all they had was an iPhone to take pictures. And the pictures were like super beautiful. I looked at it as like, oh, do I live here? Right? iPhone. He didn't need any fancy equipment. So with an iPhone, you can go out into nature and take all these pretty pictures, right? And, you know, put them on a stock photo place. Maybe you get some cash out of that. You know, it's something that you can do. And you don't even have to work that hard for it. You take your pictures, you make them really nice, you post them up, and if somebody buys them, you got a little cha-ching, right? You can write an ebook. If you've had a hard life, forget about it. You got a book in the making. If you have a skill and people need to know this skill, you got a book in the making. You know, if you got a story to tell about whatever the case is, if you're really good at storytelling, if you're a good liar who knows how to tell really good stories, because most liars are really, really good storytellers, right? A lot of y'all are sociopaths too, but you know, they tell the best stories. Let me tell you, you can parlay that. So instead of hurting feelings, you can parlay it into some cash, right? And tell a good story. So, or you can do a DIY book or a self-help book or a recipe book, or you can make part ebook, part video book. Opportunity endless, right? You have so many ways to make money. Forget about it. If you have a house and you're the only person in that house, this is what I did in my house, because again, I'm gonna go back to me because me is all I got to refer from, right? To reference from. I had a 3-family house. My second floor apartment needed some work. But we were talking about thousands and thousands of dollars of work, right? Because it was an old house, almost 100 years old. And I was the first person to ever really take care of my house. I didn't want to put thousands and thousands of dollars into that apartment because A, at the time, I really didn't have the money. And B, I didn't want to do it because I knew that wasn't my forever home, right? So what did I do? I rented the apartment out as rooms because I knew that was, a lot of transitioning people, right? So they probably wouldn't stay long. Lucky me, a lot of my tenants really did like me. And so they would stay for long periods of time. Sometimes they would leave and then they would come back and they would, rent in my house again. I was really lucky in a lot of ways. I was unlucky on other times, but really lucky with some of the people that I got. Anyway, I digress. Okay. So I rented rooms in an apartment in my house, right? If you have a home here, I have to turn on the light because it's getting dark. Hold on. Okay. Oh my God. If you have a home and you're pretty much the only person in it and you have a lot of rooms in your house, why not rent some rooms out? Times are hard out here. People can't afford $1,800 of rent. People can't afford $2,000 for a mortgage. That's ridiculous. Why not band together, right? And rent rooms to people that need a place to live, right? Of course, you have to have good rules set up as the landlord, right? But why not? It's perfect. It's one of the reasons why I came here to be with my mom, because I didn't want to be paying a mortgage that high when we could just work together and do things together, right? It made sense. On top of my eventual plan is I just want to travel. I want to be free. I want to live with the backpack, right? And I want to take my daughters everywhere. I don't want to be stuck in one place. And what I'm gathering from doing a lot of research is that there are a lot of people like me that don't want the responsibility of homes. They've had them. They're done with that. They don't want to deal with that, right? And so they rent rooms or they have RVs, which is my ultimate dream, is to, live in a tiny home or in an RV, because you only need but so much room. Really, you only need but so much room. Right. I don't understand these concepts of big homes, but hey, to each his own, no judgment. That's just me. Okay. So yeah, if you got extra rooms, rent out a room, make some extra cash, right? If you have multiple rooms, rent them out, do background checks, right? I'm going to give you, if you do have extra rooms, let me tell you this one tip. Get their social media handles, right? If you're going to rent out any rooms in your space where you live, even if you don't live there, if you own a home and you're going to rent it as rooms, or if you're a landlord and you're going to rent an apartment, get the prospective tenants' social media handles. Because the best way to know someone is to go and stalk them when they're not looking, right? Is to watch how they speak and how they behave on social media. We reveal so much of who we are on social media. And if you put your actual government name on that, forget about it. You're easy to find. You're easy to know who you are, right? Once I knew that social media was huge, I did not let anybody into my house without looking at their social media because I wanted to know the kind of person that they were. So that's just a tidbit. If you decide to, that's one way that you want to make money by renting empty spaces in your home, right? Affiliate marketing, aligning yourself with companies that you believe in their product or they follow how you live, right? It's kind of the same thing as being a salesman, except that you're doing it online. You have to know the customer that you're addressing. You have to know how they speak. You have to wear the mask according to who they are in order to make the sale, right? It's kind of the same thing, but not, but is, if you understand what I'm saying. So affiliate marketing, but you're going to have to learn a lot about SEO, target market, and keywords for that, right? And then you're probably going to have to create personas on social media. It's a lot of work. Being an affiliate marketer, that's not simple. I don't do affiliate marketing, you know, but a perfect example of what affiliate marketing is I bought something in Target. I love something in Target, right? And my friend sees it and now she wants it. And so she goes and she buys it because she saw that I had it and she wants it. And I was talking it up. That's kind of like what affiliate marketing is, except that when you go to Target, you don't get nothing for what you told your friend about, right? You don't get no half, you don't get no percentage, you don't get no nothing. You just get, ooh, look what I got. And now they got the same thing as you. So you can parlay that on the internet, and it's affiliate marketing. And then you can be a YouTuber. And with a YouTuber comes membership, right? You can create a membership with your YouTube. You can do boxing, the opening of a box, right? You can do reviews. You can talk about a book that you read. You can do exactly what I'm doing right now, right? And then have a link that goes out to a website of a product that you might be selling or a service that you might be offering. There's so many different ways. Everything that I talked about, I did it fast because I don't want to waste your time. And if there's anything that I said that you liked, go catch me on a replay. But I don't want to waste your time. And I went through this list really fast because I don't want to keep you here for an hour. There's so much more. I did what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I did 13 things that you can do on the internet. There's so many other things that you can do on the internet. You have to do the research. You have to be prepared to work. You have to be prepared to be focused, strategize, plan. Once you decide to go on your own road, you become your own master. You become your own boss. And the amount of work that you are putting in for someone else is the amount of work that you could be putting in for yourself. We're becoming a very automated society, world. We have to learn how to find our way, create multiple streams of finding our way, right? And we have to continuously be up on the technology because it's always changing. Facebook just put in some new updates. Instagram is going to be putting in some new updates. Google is always changing their algorithm, right? Amazon just did something or is doing something for their sellers that got me like, oh my God, Amazon, you're such a headache, right? But that's the road that you choose when you decide to be your own boss, right? I'm going to take being my own boss any day over working for somebody else that I don't like, any day. Because I know that at the end of the day, even if I'm in a valley, right, I got everything that I need to come back up to the hill. So think about those things. Come join me tomorrow so that I can give you about 5 different ways that you can start researching any one of the things that I spoke about today, right? And on top of that, go into my stories, right? In my stories, I tagged an accountant, an entrepreneur accountant that you guys should really go follow on Facebook. If you are on Facebook, go follow her on Instagram. Okay. Her name is Fola Shade, right? She gives so much information. I got to tell you, if you understand the cadence of my speech, if you understand some things that I say, you must understand that I'm all about mine. I need us to become educated. I need us to learn how to set up systems and structure our business legally from the gate. Population is shifting. The population is shifting, and you need to understand that we might be big in numbers, but we are nothing if we don't have economic power. And without economic power, what? It's just a setup for annihilation. And there's no pretty way to say that. And that might make people uncomfortable, but I'm not here to sugarcoat shit. Okay? I'm here to tell you that everything is yours if you decide to go for it and grab it with both hands. Okay? Any opportunity out here today is yours if you want it. The internet does not see color. If you can afford a pair of Jordans, if you would have the ridiculous audacity to stand in line for a pair of Jordans, your behind should be taking your money and investing it in programs to get knowledge and understanding of how to start your own business. If you can afford a brand new iPhone, which is what, over $1,000, right? I still got my old iPhone. Why? Because it works just fine. I don't need the new iPhone just yet, right? But if you can afford to go out and spend $1,000 for an iPhone, you got all the money you need to start a business. Why? Because let me tell you, literally, you can start a business with $0. You will have to invest money within 2 weeks to a month, but you can start it with $0, right? But first, in order to do that, you must educate yourself so you don't make stupid mistakes. No silly mistakes. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, you will. Everybody makes mistakes. Mistakes are your friend because you learn from them, right? Don't wallow in them. Learn from them. But first, you have to put in the time to learn, okay? So accounting is super important, is bedrock to business. People could be successful in their business, but if they didn't do their accounting, they're going to fall, okay? Listen to what I'm telling you. It ain't sexy. It ain't pretty. It's not something that keeps you warm at night, but it's a must. Set your business up properly. This way, it's less work in the long run because everything is very matter of fact, right? You know where everything goes and what it is that you have to do. Listen to me because I made the mistake of not doing that. Listen to me. I will never sit here and be like, oh no, everything was perfect. I did everything right. Oh my God, if I could just sit here, I could write an ebook on all the mistakes that I made and all my life experiences, right? And I would hope it'd be a bestseller because I made that many mistakes. But I'm here to teach you, to encourage you, to get the knowledge so you could do better and you could be better and think better and see better, right? So tomorrow I'll give you information on how to research things, right? And I hope this was informative to you. I hope that I helped anybody out. And if you're on a replay, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. And wherever you are, if you are here with me live and on the replay, wherever you are, I hope the sun is shining on you and that you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, evening, morning, and afternoon. Take care. See you. Bye.